Hi guys, hello, welcome to my channel. The time has finally come. I, Jensen, aka Jensen Reads, is putting myself on a book buying ban. I feel like the thing that has been on my mind the most recently has been the fact that I need to read my TBR. When I first started this channel, I think I had like 3 to 5 books that I owned that I hadn't read yet. And yeah, now we're at 140 plus. Also too, I've just been like severely behind on my Goodreads goal. That doesn't really have to do with like buying books, but I need to read my TBR. So again, we are gonna be putting ourselves on a book buying ban. And originally I was just gonna do it for September, but thinking more on it, I think I'm gonna go through October as well. So we are not buying any books for 2 months straight. That being said, there are a couple of books that I've already pre-ordered, so those are not gonna count. The next 2 books in the Covenant series are coming out, one in September and one in October. I've also ordered Elsie Silver's newest book. I can't remember what it's called. Something Eyes. Wild Eyes, perhaps? It's orange, I don't know, but it's this one. I feel like there was another one, but I can't think of what that was. But either way, I have pre-ordered a couple, and also, very counterintuitively, I wanna kind of do a little bit of a binge before we cut ourselves off. You know how when you're about to go on a diet and you just go out and eat a bunch of like snacks and fast food and stuff like that as your last little hurrah? That's what we're doing today. We're gonna go to the bookstore and binge some books, buy some books before we put ourselves on a ban. Here's the bag that we ended up with. We actually didn't go too crazy. I only got 3 books. Even though I did go there purposely to kind of like binge, I was still like in the back of my mind the entire time. I was like, you don't need any of these. You have so many books at home, just read those. So I did get a couple, but we didn't go too crazy. until I came home and went on Amazon. We did a little online shopping as well. Let's go ahead and go through the books that I got at the bookstore first. Let me take these out so I don't make a big old ruckus with the bag. All right. Like I said, I only got a few books. We were responsible. I only got 3, and 2 of them were buy one, get one half off. The first book that I got is called Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. This one also apparently has a Barnes & Noble exclusive edition like cover, which I think is like the gold, and also the sprayed edges. I literally just in a recent video said I was gonna stop buying sprayed edges. I mean, for the most part, I'm gonna stop. But sometimes when something cool comes along, I'm not gonna resist. And this one I feel like is really cool just because first off, the cover has like a dragon on it, and all of the like gold elements are actually metallic, which is really pretty. And then yeah, the red on the edges just looks so cool with the dragons, but it also is obviously about dragons. So I'm definitely gonna enjoy the story, which by the way, there's a series that I came across, if I can remember what it's called. I saw it while we were at the bookstore and I really want to get it. If anyone has read this, how did you like it? It seems like it's going to be a spicy series. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like it's going to be involving a, like, what is it called? Like a dragon, not transformer. What is it called? Basically someone that turns into a dragon. Instead of like a werewolf, it's a dragon person. And I've never read anything like that, and I'm very intrigued by that. So if you've read the series, let me know what your thoughts are on it. I really want to get it. Obviously not for the next couple of months, sadly. As far as this dragon book goes, this one says, long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them to a dying world. Centuries later, their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember and they do not forgive. So this one is about someone living on the streets and he steals an artifact. He knows the artifact's magic holds the key to a new life among the nobles at court and a chance for revenge. The spell connects Everin, the last male dragon foretold to save his kind, dragging him through the veil. Disguised as a human, Everin soon learns that to regain his true power and form and fulfill his destiny, he only needs to convince one little thief to trust him enough to bond completely. Body, mind, and soul, and then kill him. Yet the closer the two become, the greater the risk both their worlds will shatter. Ooh, I don't think I fully read the synopsis of this book. That sounds so good. And then the other one that I got, again, that was buy one, get one 50% off, is Long Live Evil by Sarah Reese Brennan. And I saw this book on Amazon a couple of months ago, added it to my list, and here she is in my hand now. And there is like a quote at the very top of the synopsis that like really drew me in. It says, a tale for anyone who's ever fallen for the villain. Haven't we all? As her whole life collapses, Ray still has books. Dying, she seizes a second chance at living, a magical bargain that lets her enter the world of her favorite fantasy series. But she realizes while she's in her favorite fantasy series that she is the villain. How freaking cool does that sound? And how different. Like, I'm so excited for this. And then last but not least that I got from the bookstore, Voyage of the Damned by Frances White. And this is also another one that has a Barnes & Noble exclusive cover, so I had to get it because also the cover is literally the only reason I bought this book. It is so cool. This might not actually look that crazy, but like wait till you actually see the actual hardcover. I was instantly sold. We basically have a fish that's like holographic with a little ship, and then there's a couple of quotes that say there will be magic, and then another one that says there will be murder, which sounds very intriguing. Oh, and also it does have sprayed edges. The sprayed edges are cool, but like definitely not the reason I got it. The reason I was instantly sold is because of this hardcover. You guys, this is so pretty. Obviously it's a light blue color, but it's got the same fish from the cover and it's fully holographic. Also too, the writing on the spine is actually in a holographic as well. I'm obsessed. 12 magical blessings, 12 days at sea, one chance to stop a killer and save the world. Honestly, just that in and of itself sounds really fun, and I kind of want to go into this not really knowing anything else. And before we actually get into our packages, I actually have a few books to show you that I actually received a while ago, honestly. I was introduced to a new website called Tertulia, and to be totally transparent, they did reach out to me. They did provide me with like a gift card worth basically the total of one of the books, and then also they did give me a year subscription to their service, which essentially is kind of like a membership where you get discounts on the books and free shipping, but also they did provide me with a discount code for you guys to get 20% off, and I'm really excited about the books that I got, which I will obviously show in you in a second. But like I said, it's kind of a combination between a blog and a bookshop, so essentially you can buy the books that they feature, and they have a lot of cool like ways to discover your books, like different articles and things. They have like author features, which I actually got one of my picks from, and then they also have just like a lot of recommendation lists for like every freaking occasion. So it's a really cool website. Check it out. I'll leave a link for it down below. And again, if you find a book that you like, there is a discount code for 20% off. Also, if you sign up for their year membership, your first book is 50% off, which is what I did to buy my first book, Evocation, I think is how you pronounce it, and it's by S.T. Gibson. I just thought this cover was really, really cool. I'm a really big fan of tarot, and this is basically like the Hanged Man card, and I just think that is so, so fun. Unfortunately, when I saw somebody else purchase this book, they had gotten it from a regular like bookseller, and the hardcover itself also had a really intricate design on the hardcover, and that's what I thought I was getting. So maybe if it's a book that you're getting that has a cool design, maybe shop somewhere else just in case. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and give this one to my sister and then repurchase the other one, which is kind of annoying, but again, I did get this one at a really big discount. Now let's get into the other couple of books that I got, and they're both books that I think are a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I'm hoping they're gonna be really fun. The first one that we have is Margot's Got Money Troubles by Rufi Thorpe, and I love the title of this book, and also the fact that she's just like laying on the couch, just done. There's a quote on the cover that says, "An audaciously, wildly funny, completely unpredictable novel by a writer so singular that it's hard to compare her to anyone else." This one's basically about a young woman who's kind of like struggling, and she decides to start an OnlyFans. It says she's a child of a Hooters waitress and an ex-pro wrestler, and apparently her estranged father, who is the ex-pro wrestler, his name is Jinx, and he shows up at her doorstep and asks to move in with her. And apparently she uses some of his advice to make her OnlyFans like a big success. It sounds like a really weird twisted story, but it also sounds like it's gonna be potentially really, really good. And I'm excited for this. And then the next one that we have is I Want You More by Swan Huntley. And this is one that I found again on one of their like author features. And first of all, again, this freaking cover. This one is basically about a woman who is ghostwriting for someone else, another woman, and she becomes like obsessed with her life. And I think it's one of those books where one tries to like literally become the other one, like slot themselves into the other one's life. That kind of story is always intriguing to me, so I'm really excited about this. Now let's go ahead and get through this stack of books, which we're gonna go ahead and do this bottom one first because I'm gonna be honest, I've already opened it. I needed to get some new little padded squeegee pieces for my eyelash curler, and Amazon had like a bajillion pack for like $4 or something like that. So I have like a lifetime supply. And then the other thing that I got, I'm really, really excited for. So these are some wireless headphones. I've been wanting to get these because I have recently gotten a little bit more into audiobooks, aka I've listened to one all the way through. I historically have not had the attention span for audiobooks, but I really enjoyed the last one that I listened to. It was The Golden Spoon, by the way. It had a different voice for like every character, and it just made it so much more fun. But anyway, because I have, I guess, kind of started getting into audiobooks, I wanted to get some headphones, and because I'm all about the aesthetics, I wanted to find a pair that were like all one color and then also inexpensive, because again, this is just something that I am trying to get into, so I didn't want to like splurge on anything crazy. But I found these headphones and they were literally only $20, and here they are. Are these not the cutest freaking headphones you've ever seen in your life? Here's what they look like on. I feel like I look like I'm gonna go like skiing or something, like I need to be in the snow. I haven't actually used these yet, so I don't know how good they are. Again, they were only $20, so very likely that they're going to be very basic, but I don't need anything crazy for audiobooks. As long as sound comes out of them, I'll be happy. And then finally, the actual book that I got in this box is The Love of My Afterlife. If you watched my last bookstore vlog, which I literally just posted like a couple of weeks ago, and normally I don't go to the bookstore that close together, but if you did see that one, this is a book that I specifically went there to get, but the difference in price between Barnes & Noble and Amazon was like $6, and that's just too crazy of a difference. So we did order it on Amazon. Here she is. I'm very excited. This one's basically about a woman that's been like unlucky in love, and then she ends up dying. And while she's in kind of like the afterlife, she meets a guy, but his death was like apparently a mistake. So he gets sent back to Earth, and she's like, cool, of course. And for whatever reason, she's like offered a deal to like be sent back to Earth as well to like try to find him. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of fun. I do have one book from Blackwell's, but we're gonna save that one till the end because that one is a new release and I'm so excited for it. So first, let's go ahead and go through these extra couple of Amazon packages. The next book that I have is Barbarian's Mate by Ruby Dixon. This is one of the books in the Ice Planet Barbarians series. I don't remember exactly which one. I just know basically I bought the rest of them. So that's what's in this box. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my scissors. Actually, can I just rip this open? I didn't mean to actually rip the whole flap off, but as long as we get into the box, that's all that matters. Oh yes, okay. There is actually one other book in this box. But again, I did get the last 3 books that are with these covers in the Ice Planet Barbarians series. Essentially, this is like a 20+ book series, but the first 8 are the only ones with these cool fun, like cartoony new covers. I hope one day that they all become these covers, but if not, this entire series is available on Kindle Unlimited. So once I'm done with these, I'll probably finish the series on Kindle. But anyway, again, we have Barbarian's Mate, Barbarian's Taming, and then Barbarian's Touch. Also, this one is like drastically skinnier than the rest of them. Yeah, I don't know which one is next, but I'm excited to get back into this series. And then the only other book that I have in this box is actually one that I got off of the recommendation of Kalila. I hope I'm saying her name right. She posted a short recently where she was like raving about this book. I literally went straight to Amazon and bought it. So here it is. This is called Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Cody Crowley. This one is basically about like a mean girl, Annie Lane, and she has been murdered. And it says the mountain her body was dumped on is legendary for raising the dead. So after waking up in the same frigid waters that hides her corpse, Annie surges into her backwoods hometown, hell-bent on revenge. The problem is, Annie can't remember who killed her, and the list of people who might have wanted to isn't exactly short. So yeah, basically she's like gotten brought back to life in a very Pet Cemetery type of way, and she wants to like find out who killed her so she can get revenge. And there is a like quote at the top. It says, "They think they killed a girl, they only made a monster." So this just sounds like a good time and perfect for like spooky season. I cannot wait to read this for October. And then last but not least, we have our Blackwell's package, which these never rip nice. Here is our book. I am literally so excited, and this is way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. For some reason I thought this was gonna be this size. No, she's much larger. This is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. This is the third book in like the Belladonna series. I've already read Belladonna and Foxglove, which are the first two books, and I have been highly anticipating this one, specifically because the second book ended in a really fun way, and I'm excited to kind of see how that, you know, works out in this book. And I did actually talk about my dilemma with purchasing this specific book. Essentially, the first two books in this series I do own, but I have them in paperback. This is a hardcover. I saw the hardcover for this and I about died. Is this not so stinking pretty? I couldn't pass the hardcover up, especially because I don't know if it's just like a UK thing or maybe just like Blackwell's or whatever, but the price difference between hardcovers and the paperback, minimal. I think it was like $2. So I mean, come on, I couldn't not get this. So yeah, now I have a weird funky like mismatched set, but I'm actually pleased that this is so large because the standard like paperback size in the UK is ginormous. Here's the other two paperbacks. They're absolutely massive, but thankfully it does look like they're gonna be about the same size. If anything, the hardcover is like slightly taller. So I think on my bookshelves, they're not gonna really look like a mismatched set. So I think we'll get away with it. I'm excited about that. And with that, those are all of the books that I got on my little book binge before we put ourselves on a 2-month-long book buying ban, which sounds like kind of a lot because of how frequently I buy books, but I am actually kind of excited about it because again, I really want to cut down on my TBR, and that ain't gonna happen if I keep buying books faster than I'm reading them, you know? I am kind of thinking about maybe making myself like a slight exception. Like if there's something that I come across that I just feel like would be really, really fun to read in that moment, then maybe I'll purchase it, but it can only be like one exception. Or if I start a series and I need like the next book in that series, then I'll go ahead and get that one. But like other than that, let me know if you guys have ever put yourself on a book buying ban and like how it went. I know I've talked to a couple of you recently where you put yourselves on a book buying ban and it didn't go exactly to plan. Hopefully we've got this.